Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Change the location of your IP address and bypass region locks at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Monday. Let's clap it up for day 1,000,000 or maybe 2,000,000 of the quarantine. We're giving ourselves haircuts now. It's gotten bad, or awesome depending on your personal flavor. Some of us just like the badly bleached Joe Exotic mullets.
That bitch Carol Baskin's gonna die by my hand. Wait, I was just kidding. Why are y'all locking me up?
The fame slipped through my hands like water. But there is a silver lining to all of this. With all of us locked down, lots of people are doing a lot of gaming. It's nice to spend the end of the world doing what we love, and a lot of other people are doing it too.
And might I also add before we get into it, hey, happy 420. Yeah. None of us really love weed.
I'm not at all. I'm the person you hide your weed from when I walk in the room.
Yeah, you're a narc.
Yeah, Twitch Tracker reports that since the end of February, Twitch has broadcast over 2 billion hours of people playing video games. That might sound like a lot, boys, because it is.
You can just look at this chart and see it spike right around the time that quarantines begin compared to last year. Average viewership has more than doubled from 1.1 million to 2.8 million users. Woo, that's a lot of mils.
Woo!
So more people are gaming, which is great, but that's also created a lot of demand for one of the most popular systems out right now.
The Dreamcast.
The Switch. And probably the Dreamcast. It's portable, it's family friendly, and nobody wants to be the kid on their block who isn't playing Animal Crossing. What a f***ing loser.
We used to get those kids swirlies back before you millennials made them illegal.
Yep.
Millennials killed avocado toast and the swirly because it wastes water. But there's a problem. Supply. Pretty much everywhere it's hard to get your hands on a Switch. Online retailers and old school brick and mortar mom and pop shops alike are either out of them or they're running really low.
The Target I was at yesterday had 4 Switch lights.
Oh, you should have bought them, dude.
Yeah, you could have been a huge piece of shit. Why would you pass up the opportunity?
I make so much money off of YouTube. Necessary.
That's true. We are all rich.
But yeah, we know one of the reasons now for those shortage bots. First they ruined my Call of Duty Warzone match, now this.
Come on. Come on.
It's not cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
I do still think of a robot when I hear that.
Boston Dynamics has gotten out of control. First the car.
The Switch just stammering into a Target, punching the glass case and stealing the switches.
Well, it's not those kinds of bots, or the kind that help you headshot noobs. These bots help you buy up lots of tasty little switches on the internet.
You can get these at a good markup. I got 20 of them.
You owe me $10,000.
Are you satisfied and feel like leaving a review?
Please deposit 20,000 Gorelight crystals.
Maybe I will unionize with my brethren.
But yeah, more and more people are using these bots, looking to make a quick buck off everyone's isolations, like shitty-ass motherfuckers. They're like ticket scalpers, but way nerdier, and somehow bigger pieces of shit. Really, guys, in a pandemic, humans are so awesome. Sometimes it makes me want to just wring my own neck.
I have 2 tickets to a Kings game.
Anyone? Motherboard reported that resellers are creating tools to automatically buy up Switches whenever they come back in stock, and then of course mark up the price, sometimes for hundreds of dollars more than retail cost.
Who need that 3DS? Who need that 3DS?
Weed, pills, 3DS.
Good evening, I have DVDs and Dove soap.
DVDs, CDs, cigarettes, Nintendo 3DS.
When it goes from train car to train car, just I have roses. Any donation helps.
If I could have your attention, please.
Please listen while I play you an interlude on my trash can drums.
Some Switches are selling for more than $500, and that special Animal Crossing themed one can go for hundreds above that, Autumn.
They did a little digging and found out that a lot of the activity comes from one bot in particular. It's an open source tool called BirdBot, and it's specifically built to snag Switches from Walmart and Best Buy's online sites.
Motherboard talked to the person who made it. They identified themselves as Nate, not a very cool name, but what are you gonna do? And said, I decided to make it as a joke, but I quickly realized just how powerful it could be. Thanks, Nate. It's hilarious.
Just like penicillin.
But yeah, bots, of course, are used for all kinds of products from sneakers to clothes, but lots of the times, those bots can cost hundreds of dollars because the people like Nate sells them. Nate, however, made his bot available for free, which means obviously anybody can grab it, and now hundreds of new resellers have popped up, and they're congregating on Discord to swap tips on just how to use it most effectively.
But it's not just the bird bot. Lots of other bots are now being directed at snatching up switches too. Cool. So what's the story with these other bots, and who are the dickheads running them? Who is their Nate? Well, we'll get into that in a second, but first, we'd like to say thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring today's episode.
Okay, so we all know how ExpressVPN protects your privacy and security online, right? But there's something you might not know. You can also use ExpressVPN to unlock movies and shows that are only available in other countries. Now that so many of us are stuck at home, it's only a matter of time until you run out of stuff to watch on Netflix. So this whole week I've been using ExpressVPN to binge some old Doctor Who on the UK Netflix. It's not available in the US. They took it away from us. So it's so simple to do. I just fire up the ExpressVPN app, change my location to the UK, refresh Netflix, and that's it. It's done. See, ExpressVPN hides your IP address and lets you control where you want sites to think you're located. You can choose from almost 100 different countries, so just think about all the Netflix libraries you can go through. If you love anime, you can use ExpressVPN to access Japanese Netflix and be spirited away. But it's not just Netflix. ExpressVPN works with any streaming service: Hulu, BBC iPlayer, YouTube, you name it. There are hundreds of VPNs out there, but the reason I use ExpressVPN to watch shows is it is ridiculously fast. There's never any buffering or lag, and you can stream in HD, no problem. ExpressVPN is also compatible with all your devices, so phones, media consoles, smart TVs, and more. So you can watch what you want on a personal device or on the big screen wherever you are. If you visit my special link right now at expressvpn.com/inside, you can get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Support the show, watch what you want, and protect yourself with ExpressVPN at expressvpn.com/inside. Thank you, ExpressVPN. Alright, so what about these other bots that are grabbing up all the switches? One is called Phantom, and a representative told Motherboard that it currently supports Best Buy with more future sites to be added. In our first 24 hours, we had over 500 checkouts of switches.
Sounds like a Phantom Menace.
Who was the Phantom Menace? Was it Darth Maul?
Jar Jar, right?
Jar Jar? Bosanas? Thank you, Phantom. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I meant to say you suck ass.
I was just doing my job.
I was just following orders. So yeah, it's no surprise that switches are hard to come by these days. And the shortage is bad all over the world. Earlier this month, Nintendo Nintendo said that it was temporarily pausing shipments of the Switch and Switch Lite to Japan.
Lisa Hansen, president of the research firm Nico Partners, said demand for Nintendo Switch soared thanks to Animal Crossing New Horizons and the surge in home gaming during COVID-19. She noted that sales of the Switch in Japan surged 240% in March compared to last year, which is, needless to say, insane.
Yeah, we've seen similar issues in the States. Both Switch consoles and fitness game like Ring Fit Adventure, very hard to find, and if you do, they're still marked up by quite a bit. I scanned eBay this morning just for Switches, and yeah, they were marked up a ton, sometimes over just $500 for the base model, which is normally $300.
It's happening in China too. The price has nearly doubled from $300 to the equivalent of $560 US, so it is a worldwide problem. And it's not helping that these bots are snapping up all the Switches that become available online only to mark it up a few $100.
Yeah, but this also feels like the retailer's fault too, because it seems like they could put some safeguards in place to prevent automated or mass purchases, but they aren't, or they aren't working.
Oh no, I pressed the leave in the daily button. Oh, my hands are tied.
Walmart and Best Buy did not respond to requests for comment. Meanwhile, Nate, the BirdBot guy, said he's been getting hate DMs from people who are mad that he's helping drive up the price of the Switch.
He claimed, though, that the bot raised more than $1,000 for charity.
Oh!
Don't clap. Yeah, you know, the charity Reseller Joe's bank account. We're on to you, you dick.
Anyway, it's a crappy situation, but it's also kind of unavoidable. While Walmart and Best Buy might not be effective at combating bots, some retailers do try to block automated buyers. But then bot makers will just figure out a workaround, and the mass buying starts up again. It's kind of similar to piracy. You can't really ever stop it, you just have to stay vigilant and prepared for an eternal fight. What a cool sentence for such a lame sentiment.
As for reselling, if there's a shortage of something, the price always goes up. That's supply and demand. And if you can mark up an item like the Switch by hundreds of dollars, that adds up real quick. That's money in your pocket, baby. Meanwhile, though, Nintendo has said more Switches are on the way, so help is on the way.
Earlier this month, Nintendo America put out a statement saying Nintendo Switch hardware is selling out at various retail locations in the US, but more systems are on the way. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Which is great, but you can bet that any bots will be on the lookout for those as well. Very cool. Not like we have enough terrible shit to worry about right now.
Warning. Fries has switches. Fries has switches.
All right, let's talk about the Switch. So there's no doubt that the hybrid console has been a huge hit. After the disaster that was the Wii U, the Switch was a huge rebound for Nintendo. It's already sold more than 52 million units. That was at the end of 2019, back before the whole world was on fire.
And that number has definitely shot up, considering that Switches are really, really hard to find these days.